The roof is, really bad. You can kind of see there's mold all the way on the back, mildew kind of stuff. I'm not a mold expert, but you can see there's algae and then there's some kind of mildew, on the roof there. You can see all that. So that's just something that you don't want. I mean, obviously it's not in the house, but it's just something, I don't know if it's black mold or regular mold. Hopefully it's just mildew. But either way, we're going to tear it off, right? So that's good. And then this stuff here around the, you can see the nails. Whoever did the roof, they shot nails through the shingle. And that's not good because the nails are, working their way out of the actual shingles. And you can see Henry's tar around that. And then other parts, where all the fiberglass mesh is starting to get exposed. So yeah, it's, it's really bad. I mean, you can see that there's more, stuff growing on it and stuff like that around some of the pipes and jacks. Well, this is actually a dormer. You have a Henry's tar crack. So someone patched it up with Henry's tar, and you can see there's like a big gaping crack around it. So that's just like that's not good because it's leaking right there. Obviously when it rains, the water gets in there and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the roof is it should have been done a while ago. So that's why it's trampolining. That's why the termites are eating it because it's leaking and the wood's rotting. So it's common sense. The roof needs to get done. So yeah, as far as the house goes, I mean, look, we're in Norwalk. The house is probably like 1,500 square feet, right? Something like that.
A little bit more than that, yeah.
1,500, something like 16.
Probably 18.
Okay. I mean, in general, it's not rocket science. The roof has water, leaking in it and stuff like that, and the termites are eating it up. And you got the patio thing in the back. It's got damage on it too. Your house is worth, like I said, 400 something thousand, 420 or 50 or whatever it is. In general, I mean, for us, we do 75 roofs a month about. On average, we're doing more this month. But in general, like, are there any things you need us, or that you kind of like require from a contractor in general?
An estimate for the roof.
An estimate.
Get rid of termites.
Okay, got it. So, all right. Yeah, so we'll give you all that kind of stuff. Let's see. And here's the deal with it. So it's really straightforward. We're going to come here, we're going to tear everything off. It's rolled into a tarp like a burrito, so it contains any trash or debris. So the first thing we do is tear it all off. And then, so after it's torn off, we're going to replace all the wood that's rotted out. You're going to have a ton of wood, probably 100 probably what, 500 feet?
In this case, yeah.
Either way.
Almost
Here is day 2.
Yeah.
Everything's torn off the roof.
I'll show you some in Norwalk that are
Replacement
just way
starting.
crazier than we thought.
And you can see it's coming along.
That and that for sure.
Thursday to the job. The wood replacement, we had around 52 feet.
They had 52 feet. That roof was like not bad at all. I mean, it was bad, but yours was like a
Planks under there, it's not even plywood.
right. Yeah, there's you'll have plywood here, but you'll have planks on this part. So it's you'll have it like this when you tear it off.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Is it
You got the ridge vent. Breathing off the
Something.
cheek of the roof.
That's the real comp. So you can see.
That's all replaced. Painted
But yeah, that's
separate.
Owens Corning roof. Same roof. Yeah.
We're really happy with it. It's really good.
All our guys are all factory trained. So bottom line, yeah, when we do tear it all off, do you want us to throw the roof in that neighbor's yard or that neighbor and tear it off? I'm just kidding. No, we're gonna put it into a tarp and it's rolled into a truck, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just being sarcastic. And then the truck will take off with it. But yeah, you can see like here's a job in Norwalk. This was probably like 2 months ago, maybe 3. And Miss Tackett, and, we did everything on her roof through Cal First and everything. But you can see it's in Norwalk here. She had a coating that needed to get done, the paint, the roof, the windows, and she put everything on Cal First. We did installation. That's the house when it's done. But the roof was shot. When we tore it off, look at this. This is like the best part of it. Wow. Watch this. Oh, dude, you haven't even seen it yet. Look at this. Dude, the whole thing was toasted. They had to replace all the tail wrap and everything. So the thing is with Cal First, it's the best thing. Most contractors, they'll underbid the job, and then they'll come back when they tore the roof off, and they'll go, oh, you know what, by the way, you owe us another $7,000 for wood and all this, the permit, all this stuff. So with Cal First, we put it in writing that the price includes all the tax, labor, material, warranty, permit, inspection, all the wood replacement, and it is mutually agreed that the contract price will be increased by $0. So you won't have any like that.
That's always important in this case, especially when there's going to be a lot of wood replacement because there's like an X variable. We don't know exactly how much. And a lot of times that's when people try to kind of hype things up. because once they tear it off, they say, I didn't realize
Yeah.
it was this, it's that. But we're gonna just kind of leave it flat, so whatever we find under there, it's covered regardless, and then it'll come back to you asking for another $1.
Right. So you can see when it's done. It's really cool.
So I'm gonna paying a lot more than what you're actually doing.
What's that?
So you're saying that I'm gonna end up paying a lot more than what you're actually gonna do.
No, CalFirst covers the wood. is what
Cover
I'm
the
saying.
wood.
Right.
Only what you use or what you bid?
What we use on the job.
What we use, yeah.
Everything that it needs. Bottom line, the city inspector for Norwalk has to come out and say, okay, it looks good. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So when you have the wood replacement, they're going to say, hey, replace this, replace that. We can't say no, I mean, because then
Mhm.
they won't sign it off. You know?
Right,
So
right.
the bottom line is whatever they tell us to replace is going to be replaced, and it's in writing,
Mhm.
so it's real straightforward. And then
But you're not gonna know that until you tear the roof off.
exactly, right?
So how can you make a bid if you don't know how much wood you're actually gonna use?
Because we get covered from the wood.
So you don't have to worry about
The
that.
wood, yeah.
That's what we're trying to say.
Assuming I go to
There's no
this
X
program.
factor anymore, yeah.
Assuming I go with the program.
Right.
What if I pay cash?
If you pay cash, I could call the owner and ask him if he could do anything as far as, because CalFirst, I mean, like when we call them, obviously there's 8.29% interest, which some people like, some people, I mean, they like because you get to write it off, so it's not a big deal, but some people are old school. I like to pay it cash. If I could call the owner and do something cash for you, I could probably get you maybe a better deal,
How
and
much are we looking at?
okay, let me find out right now. Yeah. So here's this. The roof is this. It's 24,482. That's the whole roof. All 3 layers torn off. Tax, labor, material warranty, permit inspection. How many squares was the back? 5 squares.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's 5 squares on the patio. Let me show you what I'm talking about as far as like the like what we had to do with Mr. Rambozic. But you can kind of see. Anything else, Aria, you want to add or anything else you can think of? Let's see, I'm trying to find this.
Really, for you guys, it's gonna just be. I mean, it's kind of gonna be standard. The thing about when they do the tear off, we got a pretty good idea exactly on kind of.
We wanted the patio done. We had to, it ended up being
Build the
so
patio.
bad we had to build the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was
I remember
ridiculous.
that one.
It's
Yeah.
weird, yeah. But anyway, he was stoked.
It's
I mean,
almost like rebuilt right
look at
now.
that. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't nice for us. But I know he was super stoked. It was just so bad. We're probably honestly gonna have to do the same thing, dude. I mean, it's
Used
just,
to.
it is what it is.
What
So,
we used too. The reason why they even had the CalFirst program in the first place, just to give you an idea, originally it was instated because it's an energy efficient roof. Basically, the ventilation system they have and the shingle combined actually reflect off the actual sun rays, so the heat doesn't get through as much. CalFirst doesn't care to just kind of make everyone's roof, help them pay for it. The purpose behind it is to reduce the use of energy in California. So with with windows that are energy efficient, with coating that's energy efficient, and roofing, those are the 3 products right now that they're letting people actually kind of get sponsored and pay financing. This is kind of how it works. So basically, I mean, what you guys have up there right now, just to give you an idea, the difference is you guys. You've seen this before, right? It's usually some big block of tar paper.
Yeah, I used to make it.
Did you?
Yes.
Where?
Where'd you do that?
Fortified the corporation.
okay.
Burning.
Strictly for roofing, then, huh?
Roofing and for wiring on the walls.
Yeah. That's cool. Huh? So you know
That's all saturated friend.
That's cool. How long ago did you do that?
When I was about 20 years old.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, I guess you're familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically that's what you guys got going on there now. You got this, that. So basically what happened is you guys had that, and then you had a layer. The layer went bad after who knows how many years. So whoever had the house before, they got another layer put on top of it, right? And then that one went bad, and the shingles go off. So what happens is the granules start to come off, kind of exfoliates, and then it's sitting there just on top of this material. So it's kind of like a towel that absorbs water. So it starts getting into the wood. That's what happened to you guys. The wood got weak, so the termites probably got attracted. 1 layer went bad, 2 layers went bad. Now you guys have a 3rd layer on there, and even that one. When it rains ever, do you guys hear some of the granules come on the floor afterwards?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys have the 3rd layer that's gone bad. So I mean, if this one's bad, which it is, we saw. I don't know. You showed the pictures of the roof already, or
Yeah. Look, bottom line, look, we tear everything off, we take it out to the truck, the inspector from Norwalk comes, he's gonna say, replace all this wood. And then he's gonna say, go ahead and paper it, So the permit and everything, by the way, is pulled from us. It's gonna be hanging on the front door before the job starts. These are all permits. You can see, that'll be hanging out in the front door and all that kind of stuff. Every city has a different one. But bottom line, once that's done, we're gonna put on this stuff called adhesive vapor barrier. It's weatherlock, okay, and it's called ice and snow barrier back east. But it's gonna go in all the sensitive areas, like the valleys and around the perimeter of the roof, and things like that. If you had like a skylight, it'd go around that, but you don't, So It's going to go around all the sensitive areas. It's going to keep any water from wicking up, and it's going to lock in everything like that. So you can see, you know what I'm talking about, like the, I'll show you this here. So it goes in the valleys, around the perimeter, all that. Now, the next thing we're going to put, instead of that black paper he showed you, it's a 30-pound synthetic felt, and there's no oil in it. It won't rip on you guys or anything like that, like this stuff's really cheese ball, and it, you know, from all the roof sitting on there, and the heat in the attic and the natural hydraulics of the wood being porous, it sucks the oil out. From 3 layers of roof sitting on top of that, it's drying it out from 2 angles, so it's become porous, like kids' construction paper. So this stuff here, this is an old piece I've had for years, but you can see yours won't be like ruffled up, it'll look nice like that. So it'll cover the whole roof like this, and once the roof's covered, so this goes in the susceptible areas only. This covers the whole enchilada. Then you're gonna have this stuff called starter strip, which is this right here. Yeah, well, this is the starter strip, and the flashing goes underneath it like that. And then you can see it's got a little lip here that kicks out, so when the water comes cruising down off the roof, it diverts the water droplets away from the fascia boards to prevent dry rot on the fascia. So that's gonna go on there like that, and then you're gonna have the other layer of roofing, the main sheet, go on there, and it's got this stuff called sure nail strip. So when the nails are shot through the roof, we don't shoot them through the shingle anymore, because like on your roof you have the nails shot through the shingle, and that's causing obviously they're tarred up because it's leaking there and all kinds of stuff. So you can see, like I was just showing you, this, you know, the weather lock goes first. That's the roof getting torn off and everything, and that's in Paramount down the street, and then the roof will start getting roofed once all this stuff goes on there. You can see how nice everything looks. It's all Owens Corning. It's deck defense. Everything's done right. Everything's permitted and everything like that. The sure nail strip is only shot through. I'm sorry, the nail's only shot through where the sure nail strip is. So we don't shoot any nails through the actual shingle anymore. And that's a big part of it. You can see how nice everything looks. So that's pretty cool. And then in the grains, like I have a direct relationship with Owens Corning. It's in Compton, which I hate going there because I'm white. But I mean, it's gnarly. You got to go there early.
Yeah, no kidding.
But you could see
keep your head on a swivel.
Oh, dude, yeah, you got shit. I know. Yeah. So you could see the manufacturer. We've seen them all make the shingles. Now in the shingles now they're showing us this. There's a stuff called HR reflective tint. And IR, HR stands for heat reflective, IR is infrared reflective. When the sun hits the roof, it's going to reflect now instead of absorb. So right now it's not getting any reflective action, and you're getting radiant heat getting into the attic, which is causing the house to get hot. And you don't have proper ventilation in the attic, so it's kind of a 1-2 punch. It's the non-reflective, and then the ventilation's bad. So if you see how this works, look, this is called a ridge vent, and we're going to cut 1.5 inch relief on the entire peak of the roof, right? So hot air obviously rises. That's just physics, right? So pretend my pen was a vent. If it's offset down here, all the hot air is going to try to get out of the top. Right, it's going to get stuck and trapped on top, and it's baking and frying and cooking the shingles. Well, you're reaping all the heat coming in the house, and you've got fans that are obviously blowing radiant heat around the house. I mean, it's better than stagnant hot air because you're getting hotter. But I'm just saying, once this roof's done, you'll notice a huge, insane difference in heat, literally. Most houses, like we did this lady a couple weeks ago, we did the roof and the paint, and I asked her how the paint was. She didn't even care about it anymore. She just was so happy that the house was cool.
It's really good. So you happy with everything?
Watch, I'll show you.
Looks good, huh?
And it is cooler in the
Wait,
night.
it's
You notice
ridiculous.
a big difference in that? Cool. Right on.
Really in the night.
Like it is now in the 90s.
Oh, it's nice.
So here's what it does. All the hot air from the attic's going to rise up to the top, and it's going to be ventilated through this corrugated plastic here. It's real sturdy. It's not going to crimp on you. And you won't have a hole in the end. This is just for demonstration.
I got it.
It's a side cut. So what it does is the air breathes through this honeycomb. I
understand.
Right, you got it. So now the cool thing is this material here literally is, I don't want to cause a mess, but you can dump water on it and it'll beat off. It won't let water in. So if any wind-driven rain were to ever be blown into the venting system, it would then be drained back out because this material is semi-permeable like our skin. It'll let air through, but won't let water beating into the attic, or spiders or bugs or termites, which I know you don't like those. So yeah, you can kind of see as far as all the materials and everything like that, how crazy it is. And I'll show you this too. Let me see. And here's one other thing. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's just fiberglass, exactly.
Yeah, they make it.
They start with fiberglass. They make it from scratch, and this is in Compton. Crazy machines. You can see it's really gnarly. And there's guys at every single station making sure everything's done right. So every single shingle on your roof is made here from scratch, obviously, and it's all brand new. And here's the best part. Let me see if I could find it. Yeah, there's guys inspecting every single piece of stuff on here. You can see all the machines loading everything. So it's all CNC'd. Yeah. It's all, look at every time they're inspecting everything, making sure everything's, you know, the right inches. So it's no joke. Like it's crazy. I roofed for 8 years, and you know, Owens Corning is the only, you know, that's what everyone uses now. I wouldn't even put anything else on my doghouse. You know, there was like Certainty and Gaffel back in the day, and it was Owens Corning monopolized everything. But back to the actual the valley. You guys have a seamed valley, and that's a 15-year roof is what you guys have. So what they did is they laid a sheet of shingles over another sheet, got a chalk line, snapped it, got a hook blade, went and cut it right. So it's a susceptible spot to leak. Metal flashing always has that seam in the middle, and it ends up leaking as well. So we do a California weave, kind of like a, you know, I don't know, a basket's woven or whatever. You know?
Exactly,
Yeah, it's just
yeah.
it's interlocked like this. So like a woman braids her hair or whatever, it's woven into the valley, so it won't leak. Cosmetically looks better than these two, obviously, and you could see it won't have any leaking or any issues at all. You know, so it's really straightforward. Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, look, dude, here's the deal. Like, we do roofs for contractors all the time. Like, here's a guy named Mr. Turner in Gardena. He was really strict. He had like 5 people come out, and one guy wasn't licensed. The other guy, he said he smelled like alcohol. The other guy didn't know what he was talking. It was ridiculous. And we came out, and he's like, "Oh my God, thank God, you know what you're talking about." He said, "I'm still gonna find something to complain about." And he said, "If I see one piece of trash in my pool," he was just an old grumpy guy. But you can see,
And the decking,
you know, we had to deck his house like
skip
that.
sheeting, and it's covered with
Hey, look,
plastic. to protect
here's what he
it.
said.
Looks
Here's the
good.
only thing you can come up
Roof
with.
is all torn off.
So it's all torn off. There's no trash in his pool. We covered it. Here's what he said.
Right.
I asked him.
Right. I mean, you said you're very, you know, strict and you want everything done right. So far,
He contracted
has everything
40
been
years.
good so far with the job?
He lost his TV.
Okay. Yeah.
So he had to sign. I know that was the only thing you can come up with. So we're literally flawless. You won't have any problems with anything. All these guys, like, you know, same thing.
Okay, I'm out here with
We did the roof first,
the roof
and he wanted
is
paint after.
gonna
So
be
for
done
you,
tomorrow.
obviously, if you want windows or something later, you know, we'd want to do them. You could see that's Marty Tilley down the street. You can see he's an old contractor as well. I asked him if he
So
liked
as
it.
far as everything turned out good with you, as far as the job, the roof, really good, huh? Cool.
I said guys worked hard.
Cool.
You know.
Nice.
Yeah, real straightforward. So let me get you. Let me call the owner and ask him if you did cash, if there's anything we could do. That would be the best bet. And yeah, obviously, yeah, it'll look really good.
How many square feet are we looking at up there?
It's so it's 5 squares on the patio, and it's 27 squares on the roof.
2720?
2,700. Yeah, 2,720. Yeah, yeah, 22,720. Yeah, plus 5.
So 30.
32 squares, 33 squares, or 33.
33.
Yeah, just testing. So yeah, that's 32 squares up there, and yeah, you could see here's another tear off. There's after it's done. It's really nice. So yeah, and the colors are all the same.
Everything's all done.
I want to find out. Okay, I'm gonna find out.
So the roof. Picture on the top too. Looks really good.